according to the BBC Big Read Top 100 Books, this comes in at number 3. That's a big call. Do I think it lives up to that? Well, first of all, where does this fit? Philip Pullman had written quite a number of books before this. His first book was published in 1972 and he wishes people would forget about it. But then he wrote a bunch of other books, including a number of children's books, before finally publishing The Golden Compass, or The Northern Lights in England. This is an American copy. So he published this in 1995. So he had quite a lot of experience in writing before writing this trilogy. So I started reading it, and right from the start, it's apparent that Philip Pullman is a master at writing prose, showing, not telling, giving just enough efficient description to kind of evoke in your head a whole world of images and sound and detail. And he also sets up a whole bunch of mysteries and concepts that you want to find out about. It's a little bit hard to describe the story. Most people will probably already know what this is about. It's about a 12-year-old orphan girl who is basically on a journey to discover what the heck is going on. And the main thing is that this is all set on Earth. It starts in Oxford, but it's in a parallel universe, so everything's slightly different. Everything is mostly familiar, but just kind of tweaked a bit. For example, there's a place called High Germany. And then there are things that are vastly different, like the fact that every human being has a personal animal daemon. And everything about that is crucial to the whole story. The world building is great, although one weird thing is I couldn't quite figure out what time period it was supposed to be set in. Is it kind of Victorian era? Apparently, I found this out later, it's supposed to be set concurrently to when this was being written, i.e. in the 90s. But I don't feel that that comes across in the book. Anyway, the plot moves along at a very steady pace and it never gets boring. Now, I was thinking of giving this 5 stars. I mean, it's a great book. It is still a great book, but I feel like it went a bit off the rails at the end. In the last few chapters, I feel like some of the characters were behaving a bit oddly and not kind of realistic, and it felt a bit preachy. It kind of felt like the author was trying to push an agenda and making the story fit that agenda. So I think ultimately I can only go with 4 stars for this book, which of course is still great. It's a fantastic book and I think it's well worth a read. It's just not my favourite. So back to the original question, should it be in the top 10? Should it be in position number 3? Well, actually the BBC Big Reads Top 100 has the entire series as number 3, not just this book. So I suppose I'll really only be able to answer the question once I've read the entire series. Please leave a like and let me know in the comments whether you think this is a top 10 book, and subscribe if you want to find out my thoughts when I read the sequels. By the way, have you ever done a search on YouTube for the words Northern Lights Review? It's not what I was expecting.